Hello and welcome. You're watching Tortoise Kendra Kohima. I am Soshila, your host for today. Today we will be discussing on rainwater harvesting, on a smart and a simple way to save water and to help the environment. We have an expert from Water Resource Department here to share the insights. So let's dive in and see how rainwater can make a big difference in our life.
Hello everyone, I'm Engineer Wapangnaroim Chand. I'm an executive engineer from the Water Resources Department, and I'm very pleased to be here with you all.
Hello everyone, I'm Engineer Zakia Chela, SDO, Water Resources Department. Thank you, Doordarshan Kendra Kohima, for having us here today.
So let's dive in and see how the rainwater can also make a big difference in our life. So your first question will be, can you briefly explain what rainwater harvesting is and why is it important, especially in the context of Nagaland?
Okay. We all know that rainwater harvesting, it is the process of storing and collecting water, which we can later use it. Now, when we talk about rainwater harvesting, during monsoons, the rainwater, it replenishes the aquifers and it increases the groundwater level, which we can use for both agriculture purpose and for drinking purpose also. Now, even in the context of the department, we can have like check dams, percolation ponds, we can have recharge aquifers, which can greatly help in irrigation purpose, and this will prevent even urban floodings and soil erosion. Now, we can even promote rainwater harvesting in colleges, in schools, in government buildings by having rooftop rainwater harvesting, which we can use during the lean season. And also storing rainwater, it will greatly help in the crop productivity and even in the enhancement of irrigation. So in the context of Nagaland, we all know that Nagaland is a hilly state. Now, Nagaland being a hilly state, we usually have like seasonal rainfall variation, and the people here in Nagaland, we mostly depend on springs and we depend on the streams. So the context of rainwater harvesting is very crucial for the people of Nagaland. An assessment during the year 2024, it shows that in Nagaland itself, 65% of the total water demand can be met through rainwater harvesting. So I think in the context of Nagaland, rainwater harvesting structure is very important.
Okay. How about geography and climate of Nagaland affects rainwater harvesting?
Nagaland's geography and climate, if we talk about that, it greatly hampers the rainwater harvesting efforts. Like for example, being a hilly and mountainous terrain, it will lead to very high surface runoff and low infiltration. So that will cause like urban flooding and even soil erosions. Now, hence, it is recommended that we have contour drainages, check dams, or even gravity-based rooftop rainwater harvesting structures so that we can conserve water. And Nagaland receives like very high rainfall, around 1,800 mm to 2,500 mm annually. So, and this occurs during the period of May to September. So we can store this water in a large scale and we can use it during the dry season from October to April, like that. And also regarding the topography of Nagaland, in the remote places, we have like the villages have less access to pipe system. Many of the villages, they don't have proper piping system for drinking purpose or for irrigation purpose. So in that, we can always introduce indigenous method of rainwater harvesting along with the latest technology, and that can be incorporated. Also, like in remote places where transportation is a issue, road connectivity is an issue, instead of going for like very large rainwater harvesting structures, we can go for small scale rainwater harvesting structures like ferrocement tanks or say rooftop rainwater harvesting, and even springshed management development. So that will help in rainwater harvesting.
So can you also share the key benefit of rainwater harvesting for rural and both the urban communities in Nagaland?
Considering the Nagaland landscape, which is mostly hilly terrain, and the water scarcity problems in almost all the regions in Nagaland, rainwater harvesting has a huge benefit for both rural and urban areas in Nagaland. If we talk about the rural areas, how rainwater is benefiting them, we can see that through rainwater harvesting, the dependence on springs is reduced greatly, and some of the source, they are quite far away. So through direct rainwater harvesting, we are able to decrease that, and then by harvesting the rainwater, we can store it for the lean season, and also in now I'm talking about the rural community area. So they harvest rainwater, which can be used for multiple purposes. That is, for example, like they can be used for irrigation, they can be used for livestock, or even for domestic purposes. Now, if we talk about benefit of rainwater harvesting in urban community area, rainwater harvesting will decrease the pressure on municipal water supply. How it will happen? Through municipal pipe, the water is being provided. We won't be requiring about that. And then in some areas, urban areas, they are like mostly hilly, and when the rain occurs, then high rainfall used to occur. So if we harvest the rainwater, we can stop even that. And then the construction of this percolation tank, trenches, like my senior engineer has mentioned, they are also of great help.
Can the rainwater harvesting help address water scarcity in the hilly region, especially like in Kohima and other districts that are hilly, and if it is, then how?
Yes, rainwater can effectively address that. Like I have already mentioned, that this rainwater harvesting is doing a lot of help, particularly to the people residing in the hilly regions, because in the hilly regions, usually due to the terrain, we face lots of issues, and then all these issues, the issues that can arise from it can be soil erosion and even flooding. So all this can be mitigated by it. And then the recharge structures also, if we consider it, then these recharge wells and then the other structures, they'll be able to help sustain this water availability.
Can you also share some traditional method of rainwater collection used by the Naga communities?
If we look to the history, or even if we consider our hilly terrain and the high rainfall that that our state is receiving, and also the agricultural practices, particularly with the locals, pertaining to the use of water, like what option can become out. I'm talking in that sense. So if we look historically, there are some traditional methods, and I would like to cite to you some of them. The first is the Zabo system. This system is it originates in Kikruma village in Phek district, and it is being practiced by the Chagasan tribe of Nagaland. It is usually an agroforestry system, and it also integrates with livestock sustainable management. And then the second one which we can look into is the bamboo drip irrigation system. It is mostly practiced in Kohima, Phek, Wokha, and some other districts of Nagaland. So in this system, the bamboo is used as conduit, and then the water is applied drop by drop to the plants. And then in villages, they are like very natural, very cost efficient earthen ponds where the rainwater is collected directly and is stored for use during the rain season.
So like coming back to your department, Water Resource Department, what are the modern techniques or system being promoted by your department?
To address this challenging water demand as well as the challenging climate change that is coming up in Nagaland as well as the world, the Water Department is coming up with a lot of modern water harvesting technique and water management systems. One area that I would like to share is the rooftop rainwater harvesting system. The Water Resources Department, we have implemented rooftop water harvesting system in CM residence, State Banquet Hall, and some advisors' quarter. And we are planning to install in future, like on offices, government buildings, public offices, government buildings, and then also some are already on the pipeline about this. And then with the help of schemes like NSC, NABARD, and under PMKSY, the Water Resources Department, we have constructed check dams, gully plugs, and even lined water harvesting ponds. And so also under Jal Shakti Aban campaign, the department is coordinating with 14 other departments to promote community participation and as well as to address all these water scarcity related issues.
So how much rainwater can an average household in Nagaland potentially harvest?
Nagaland has a very high rainfall. So like as we have already mentioned, and even if we look to the NSDMA website, the average annual rainfall that is received in Nagaland is between 1800 to 2500. So if we want to calculate how much rainwater is going to be harvested by an average Naga family, then the factors that can be considered into account are the amount of rainfall that is being received annually, the area where the water is being harvested, as well as the runoff coefficient. So runoff coefficient, it is a technical term, it's a dimensionless factor, and it is the runoff that is exclusive of the losses. So since the runoff coefficient, it's a dimensionless factor. So supposing that 85% of rain it has been received in a year, then that runoff coefficient will be about 0.85%, and this will be more in case of concrete, because there will be no infiltration and there will be very less losses. For example, let us take a rooftop rainwater harvesting. Just let us take a simple illustration. Let's take a rooftop which has an area of say 100 square meter. So we want to calculate how much water can be harvested in a particular year. Then as been mentioned, we will be looking on the 3 factors. So if the rooftop area is of 100 square meter, then the amount of water it will be the 100. We have to multiply all the 3 factors. Yeah, that's what it is. So supposing that the amount of rainfall that has been received in a particular year is 2000, and then the this runoff coefficient is say 0.85%. Then the if we calculate it, then the amount of rainfall that can be harvested in a particular year is like around 1,70,000 to 2 lakh, something like that. So that is for a particular year. Now if we want to calculate it for a single day, then we have to consider the water that has been used for domestic purpose, that has been like used for different kind of purposes that we do. We have to consider all those criteria. So through that we'll be able to ascertain it. And even if we consider that like in a day 400 to 500 liter, I think it's quite sufficient. Once we calculate it, then it will be easy for us to use this water, and then in that way we can manage it very judiciously as well.
What are the challenges do people face in implementing rainwater harvesting in Nagaland?
Like I said earlier, because of the mountainous terrains and also lack of infrastructure, these are some of the major challenges that the people of Nagaland face. In remote places, like also we do not have like suitable rooftops, so the rainwater harvesting becomes a problem. Also lack of knowledge on how to design the rainwater harvesting structures, that also can be one major concern. And besides that, there is a need for capacity building and training, so that people can be they can be taught like how to design rainwater harvesting structures. And also besides that, there will be water quality concern also, as people may conserve rainwater, but they may not use the rainwater thinking that the water is not safe for cooking or even for drinking. So there will be concerns regarding that also. And also some of the challenges are while the central and the state government, they are like all about rainwater harvesting, but when we come to local bodies, enforcing such bylaws at the village level becomes very weak. Like the village council, they may prioritize some other development projects other than the rainwater harvesting projects. So that is also one challenging factor. Then also people, especially in remote areas, they still rely on the traditional systems like water from the streams and from the springs. So they don't feel the urgency to have this rainwater harvesting.
So are there any government schemes or support system in place to help individuals or villages set up rainwater harvesting system?
The Ministry of Jal Shakti in the year 2019, they initiated this Jal Shakti Aban. And in the year 2021, with the Jal Shakti Aban campaign, Catch the Rain Where It Falls, When It Falls. This campaign started very successfully, and this has been an annual feature. This year we are in the 6th edition, and this 6th edition was inaugurated in the month of March 2025, and this year the theme is People's Action for Water Conservation to towards intensified community connect campaign. Now this Abhiyan aims to conserve water and to have like rainwater harvesting structures and bring all the community together for this rainwater harvesting campaign. Now under this Abhiyan, like my colleague here has already said, we have formed like district level committees in all the districts of Nagaland. So all the districts of Nagaland, they have their own district level committee, which is headed by a chairman who is the deputy commissioner of the respective districts. Now what they do is they prepare these scientific water conservation plans on how to conserve water, and also they have this they prepare they have these Jal Shakti Kendras in their respective districts. The Jal Shakti Kendras, they are like something like kiosks, like where common people can go, and then they can ask for like how to they can ask like the designs and of having these water conservation structures, how to go about, how to conserve water. They can go there and then they can clear their doubts on construction of water harvesting structures. So these kiosks, these Jal Shakti Kendras, they will be located either in the divisional offices of Water Resource Department, or either it will be there or it will be in the Deputy Commissioner's office, and there an officer will be in charge. So if anyone has got any queries on how to construct rainwater harvesting structures, they can always go to the Kendras and they can clear their doubts there. And this Abhiyan also like helps in geotagging of water bodies. So in Nagaland also we have tagged around 1,432 water bodies, and also intensive afforestation is encouraged in this Abhiyan. Now in line with this Abhiyan, the Ministry of Jal Shakti has also come out with another theme called the Jal Sanjay Jan Bakidari. Now this was launched in September 2024. Now this campaign like aims to enhance groundwater recharge, and then this has been like initiated in all the in many of the districts in India, and in Nagaland it concentrates in Dimapur districts for groundwater recharge. So these are some of the initiatives taken by the ministry, and also like in regard to our department, the State Department has also like I said, like they have we have also constructed the rooftop rainwater harvesting structures in our Honorable CM's bungalow, and also like the Cabinet Minister's bungalow and the banquet hall also. We have constructed the rooftop rainwater harvesting, and also like with schemes like NABARD, we have constructed like farm ponds and even water bodies where we can conserve water and we can recharge the groundwater. And besides this, like under the flagship program Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinjai Yojana, Har Khet Ko Pani, surface minor irrigation schemes, the department has also come with many rainwater harvesting structures like check dams and even reservoirs where we can conserve water, and all these schemes have been helping like the state.
What role do you think the local bodies and the students play in promoting the water conservation?
Yes, when we talk about the local bodies can be the village, can be at the village level, and also the municipal or the urban bodies. They have a very large role to play, especially in creating awareness on water conservation. The local bodies, they can incorporate like water conservation structures in their local development plans, and also they can implement like strict bylaws where it can be like it is compulsory to have rooftop rainwater harvesting structures while doing any new construction. So such bylaws can also be passed, and also they can engage the self-help groups for water literacy programs, and also they can take charge of the repairing and the maintenance work of rainwater harvesting structures, and also they can ensure accountability of government schemes through monitoring and reporting. So that way the local bodies can help, and also the student unions, they also have a large role to play here. They can organize poster campaigns, and they can have like door-to-door campaigns where they can educate the people about how to save water, how to save water and conserve water. And even the student unions, they can try to adopt some small-scale rainwater harvesting techniques like ferrocement tanks, and they can create like educational videos on rainwater harvesting techniques and then post it in the social media for everyone's awareness. Besides that, the student union, they can take part in the Swachh Bharat mission and this Jal Shakti Aban Catch the Rain campaign, and they can create awareness among the people. Also, the student union, they can be, they can coordinate with the government and the local bodies. They can coordinate with them, and they can bring all these policies into reality.
So, do you have any message that you would like to share, especially to the youth, about conserving water through rainwater harvesting?
To the youths of Nagaland and beyond, I would say, embrace rainwater as your power. Be the change, be the solution, because the power of the hills lies in your future.
Every year we talk about droughts, we talk about dry taps and water scarcity. But if you see, the solution to this crisis actually falls from above. Yes, rainwater. It is one of the cheapest, easiest ways of conserving rainwater. So Nagaland receives very heavy rainfall, and sadly much of this water flows away, and it causes urban flooding during one season and water scarcity during the other season. So that is the irony. So by harvesting the rooftop rainwater harvesting, I think the water conservation can be helped to a large extent, and as responsible citizens, all of us have a part to play in it, like whether it may be in making a small tank in the school or in the colleges, or whether it is just helping our parents in fixing a pipe for rooftop rainwater harvesting. We all have a role to play in it. I think it's high time that we all save water, conserve water, because our future depends on it. Thank you.
So that's all for today about today's discussion on rainwater harvesting. I hope on today's conversation you got to think about saving waters in smart and simple way. Big thanks to our expert here for their insights. Do follow us for more. See you next time.